We are live in the live wildlife of a college where we find a squirrel.
This is Fox 11 News. I'm Nadia Diaz.
And I'm Jasmin Vargas. And we are here with the news that King Louis XVI has been condemned to death. Here's the scoop.
King Louis was born on the 23rd of August 1754 in Versailles, France. And it seems that today, the 21st of January 1793, at the age of 39, King Louis XVI is going to be condemned to death.
Here's a little bit of background information. In 1770, he married Marie Antoinette, the Austrian princess. He succeeded the throne on the death of his grandfather, Louis XV. He lacked in power and strength of character. He was also unable to give the necessary support to his ministers, including Anne, Robert, Jacques Turgot, and Jacques Necker, in their efforts to stabilize France's tottering finances.
In 1774, he boosted the aristocracy by restoring the powers of the parliament. Aristocratic opposition to the radical economic reforms of Charles Alexander de Cologne forced the king to summon the Estates General in 1788, setting the revolution in motion. Influenced by the reactionary court faction, he defended the privileges of the clergy and nobility. He dismissed Necker in 1789 and refused to sanction the achievements of the National Assembly.
His resistance to popular demands was one of the causes for the royal family's forcible transfer from Versailles to the Tuileries Palace in Paris. He lost credibility further when he attempted to escape the capital in 1791 and was caught at Varnes and returned to Paris. Thereafter, he was dominated by the Queen, who encouraged him to a policy of subterfuge instead of implementing the Constitution of 1791, which he had sworn to maintain. In 1792, the Tuileries was captured by the people and militia, and the First French Republic was proclaimed.
Proof of his counter-revolutionary intrigues before foreigners was found. He was tried for treason. Now he is condemned to death, and he is on his way now to guillotine.
So Angela, how do you feel about all of this?
I feel that it is unfair to the king. He should at least have taken off of the throne and given power to someone else. Being beheaded, I think, is too far off a stretch. What do you think?
Well, he's being beheaded and the absolute monarch is being removed. So if we just put somebody else in power, wouldn't that just be restoring another power but still an absolute monarch?
That's true. I see your point. So I kind of changed my opinion. I think that it's for the best of France.
Yeah, for France, you know? Oui.
Let's go to our on-location reporters, Nadia Tejeda and Jazmin Gonzalez.
Hi, I'm Jazmin Gonzalez. I am at the scene and I'm about to interview some people. What are your thoughts on the beheading of King Louis?
Well, I think he was not the greatest leader. I don't know about an execution, but if an execution was the best idea. Maybe they could have just like thrown him out of power, took everything from him. But I thought that was kind of overdoing it, killing him. And yeah, that's how I feel about it.
What are your ideas of King Louis XVI?
I disagree.
Thoughts on the beheading of King Louis?
I think that it was an appropriate action to take, considering the atrocities that he committed. There were thousands of people who lost their lives under his reign. And like Hitler, in more modern day times, one would think of him as crazed. He would be sort of like maybe Saddam Hussein in modern day times when he killed so many of his own people, he gassed his own people. But this is exactly what King Louis did. If they didn't agree with the way he was going to handle things, if they didn't agree with the way he ruled, then they were put to death in a horrible manner. So, do I agree with him beheaded? Yes and no, because I'm one of those people who is the advocate, opponent to the death penalty. But in some instances, there are people who are so evil that sometimes death is the only solution available to society. And he was one of those types. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are here live at the scenes of King Louis XVI teeth, and this is the guillotine that he's gonna die in. And here he comes now.
This way. Step, no, step. Step up.
Jasmin,
Up.
don't forget to ask him.
Head in there. 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 All the way through. All the way through. Can't read the script for me. Could you go any further?
No.
Half a head is fine.
Any last words you want to say?
I don't believe I am guilty, but I hope my death brings happiness to my people.
Facts of the beheading of King Louis.
Well, like I thought it was kind of dumb because even though he kind of messed up the economy and everything, I don't think they really should have beheaded him. Like he actually accepted all of their governments and everything by the end of his reign. And, like I don't really think that beheading him had a point, except for like continuing the violence. Like that's what I think about it. Like I don't think he should have died. I didn't think he deserved that much. Maybe like in prison or like something like that for being like treason, like escaping his country before. You know, that's why he got in jail. But like maybe like I don't know. Maybe like the French people weren't like I don't know at first. So maybe if they weren't like so bad, like minded, they would like let him live. That's what I think about it.
That pretty much wraps it up. Yeah, like he's like the kind of ruler he was very mature for his age. He was about like 19 when he assumed the throne. And he appeased to everyone rather than like a generic monarchy where you have absolute power. So pretty much like as being a oppressor, he was really bad at it. And then he would ask people for their grievances. So people took advantage and they made a national assembly, which in turn kind of like overthrew his power. And in around January 1793, during a revolution and overthrow of his empire, they tried him for treason and beheaded him in front of a crowd. So he was treated as an ordinary criminal and an ordinary person.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I don't know what else to add.
What are your thoughts or feelings about the beheading of King Louis?
He deserved it.
Oh.
He got beheaded. I guess, yeah.
Your thoughts on the beheading of King Louis?
I'm just sorry I wasn't the one that beheaded him because I think he was part of the African conspiracy.
There you have it.
This is Fox 11 News. I'm Angela Diaz.
And I'm Jasmin Vargas. And we
A squirrel that seems to be in a tree. Where'd it go? OMG! The squirrel. Oh, there we go. Where'd it go? There it goes. There it goes.